एक ओंकार सतनाम करता पुरख निरभव निर्वैर अकाल मूर्त अजूनी ਸਾਹਿਬ गुर प्रसाद। धन धन गुरु ग्रंथ साहब जी महाराज, धन गुरु गोबिंद सिंह साहिब सच्चे पातशाह। हवाई बंदगी अवुर दर वजूद मरा, वगरना जोके चुनी आउंदैन नमूद मरा। कहा के चंबच ग कुश्ते चार, के बाकी भिमा दस्त पे चीता मार। न साजो न बाजो न फौजो न फर्श, खुदावंद बख्शन दे ओ ऐश अर्श। वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा, वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह। We are discussing the Bani of Japji for some time, and we are at the 14th Pauri, the 14th step. Bani is the Guru. Bani Guru, Guru hai Bani. Which Bani Amrit Sare. So Guru Ramdas tells us that meeting the Guru is through the Bani. The Guru is our Bani. Maharaj Guru Nanak Sahib also tells us the same thing when he says, Shabad Guru Surtatun Chela. Life seems very complicated to us. But those who have arrived at the solutions give us a way, give us a answer to our questions, answer to our parables, our problems, our issues. And these are through the Bani. So if we are to meet Guru today, just as we would meet some Guru who would be a living Guru for us, if Sahib was physically available and we would go and meet him, we would also discourse on the word, on the Shabad. Shabad is a very intense expression of the Creator. The entire creation is Shabad. And I'm sorry, excuse me. And when we discourse on the Shabad, then we meet the Guru's state of being, the Guru's man. We become one with that, provided we are able to give up our own barriers. In the initial steps of the Japji, Maharaj gave us a question and an answer. Kiv sachiara hoiye, kiv kude tutte paal. This is the key question of life. How do I become in touch with my inner reality, that which is truth, my own source? How do I break the walls between me and my Creator, between me and creation? Now, we have obviously thought that there are some assumptions that there is a Creator. Guru Sahib says that this is not only mere hearsay. When you meet the Guru, then you will find unconditional happiness. The state of being in creation where there is unconditional happiness, and Guru calls that Anand. He doesn't call it Sukh, because Sukh has an opposite of Dukh. So this is an absolute term, a term which exists in creation and which is the foundation of creation. This Anand is a synonym with Shabad, and it is synonym with Hukam. In answering this question, Guru Sahib tells us Hukam Raza hi chala, that in the Raza of Hukam, in the Raza of Hukam means one with the Hukam, being at the same wavelength as Hukam, being in agreement with Hukam or being one with Hukam. Again, the mind is to be tuned to Hukam. All these Pauris of Japji Sahib are inviting us to meet the Hukam, to be in Raza of the Hukam. And for that, we cannot merely do it by ourselves. We have to endeavor, but the door is opened by the Guru. So, the Gur Prasad of Mool Mantar is being expressed as we go along. Take a note of the Pauri of Sachkhand, where Guru Sahib says, Jiv Jiv Hukam Teve Tivkar. So the word of Hukam, we have started from a journey into the Hukam. And in Sachkhand, Guru Sahib says, where we meet our own Creator, my will and the Creator's will become the same. Obviously, it's not because I have forced the Creator to agree to me. It is because my ego has gone. I have understood and I live the Hukam. Not in conflict, but in complete agreement, in complete unison, in complete understanding. When I have become the Hukam, does it mean physically? It may mean physically at times, but it means more spiritually, more internally, more in the mind. Because the changing circumstances of creation are not the truth of creation. The truth of creation is that which is forever, that which is unchanging, that which cannot be taken away. This physical life given to us can be taken away from us, and it is taken away from us. So everything physical, even little more than physical, even the conditioned mind, whatever we get in this life, at the departure from here, it is all taken back. So in some ways, it's a temporary experience to us. And in the Sukhmani Sahib is so often telling us that that which is not permanent, we assume it to be permanent. And that's the Maya of life. In some ways, Nietzsche says that it is necessary illusion. If we don't do that, life will become unpractical. So we assume that we will live forever. But that's not the truth. The moment we put death into our own equation, our perception of life will change. Our understanding of life will change. Fear may be the first reaction we have to death. And Guru says that use that fear. We have an example in Guru's history of Baba Buddha, who at a very young age met Guru Nanak and became a Brahmgyani out of his fear. Initial steps of Guru Baba Buddha's life were fearful. He was fearful about his existence, that he may die, and that transformed him into a Sikh. So in this way, all emotions of life are not irrelevant. They are not all so negative as we assume them to be. They have their own place in life. Fear in one field helps us survive. If we are not fearful of driving a rash car, we will hit the car, and it may mean harm to ourselves and others. Similarly, fear is a balance, fear creates a balance in life. So Maharaj is guiding us to the state of Hukam, Naam, Anand, and he is also guiding us to a state of being which is permanent. In Gurbani, it is called the Tirghar, the stable house. Aaron Mat Ved Hatyar. The stable mind and the Shabad, when they meet, then this journey of the Sunna and Manana starts. So Sunna, absorbing, listening, following, giving up our own ego mind, and then becoming one with the Creator in Manana are the steps towards understanding and living the hukum of life. What is the hukum of life, Maharaj? One basic hukum of life, of order of life, is that all creation is full of Anand. And that my root mind, my Tat Gyan, my basic foundation of my man is Anand. It is love also, unconditional love. So this is my inner reality. The structure of the man has one moving mind to it, and the other is the non-moving mind. One is the mind where things change, and the other is the unchanging mind. In modern psychology, the mind is divided into conscious, subconscious, unconscious. Those are mostly the moving mind. But deep within the mind is an unchanging aspect of the mind, which is the foundation of the man. That state of being is the Tirghar, the Sahaj Avastha, the permanent house where I come from. When we talk of hukum, in the Siddh Gosht Maharaj also relates to hukum. When the Siddhs ask him for this journey of life, they ask him, Kahan te aave? Kahan hai jaave? Kahan hai rahe samai? Where does the human being come from? Where does he go? And where will he rest? The Maharaj says, Hukme aave, hukme jaave, hukme rahe samai. He comes from hukum, goes in hukum, and will find rest and peace in hukum. So hukum is where we meet our Creator, our source. Hukum is where we meet the one who created us. In the Bani, Maharaj has explained, Anand Roop Ravyo Sab Madde Jatkat Pe Khujai. All creation is Anand. We do not experience that Anand. We do not experience our Tirghar. We do not experience our permanent state of Sahaj, because our mind is moving. That is one aspect. And the other is that you cannot enter that realm with the home, with ego. So we need to give up the ego. And to give up the ego, we need a Guru. We cannot give up the ego by ourselves. This is the role of Gurbani. Gurbani helps us transcend the ego mind. Transcend it. We can go back to it when we want. Up to a point. Jagrat Supan Sukho Turiya. But when Turiya becomes my complete state of being, then I do not want to go into the Sat gross again. So maybe I do not want to then go back to the moving world. But that's a choice. It's a freedom. So Maharaj is now narrating the stories, the Pauris to Sachkhand. And on the way, he is explaining the entire world, the entire creation, the entire aspects of life and tells us how to go about this. So before he enters the sunna and manne. We had discussed that in the first body of manan, there is one law, manne, that is the person who is in manan. And manne is those who are in manan. This is person and that is the state of being. The rest, 13th, 14th and 15th body have two laws, manne. So Maharaj is telling us how we transform this mind. Before he enters these realms, he gives us a step to meditate on. Gaviye suniye, man rakhiye pao. Absorb the mind in Shabad, in Naam, with love. An essential aspect of meeting the Creator is love. We cannot do it by force. We cannot do it by tricks. We cannot do it in hatred. And we cannot do it when we have ego. So, in the meditation of the Shabad, love is an essential potent. When we recite the Bani with love, then we meet our Creator, our Guru. And then again he repeats that, Suniye maniye man kita pao. Listen and manan. This is the two steps of transforming the mind. Man kita pao, become love. Antargat tirath malnao. And within your own mind you will find a tirath. A place which is so exalted that it relieves you all your stresses. That relieves you of all your sins, your identity crisis. And this is the place where we all want to go. So Maharaj is talking about a state of being where we transform our mind from the changing mind to unchanging mind, to a permanent state of being. And there obviously there is no death. Even in the modern seeking, all the seekers admit that we are all looking for happiness. And we are looking for permanent happiness. This permanent happiness doesn't exist in the moving mind. It doesn't exist in the physical world. It doesn't exist in the plane where we are trying to seek it. We've discussed the story of RAJBIR. We've talked about how Krishnamurti talks about this as well. Today's world, the modern seeker is talking about manifestations. What is the manifestation? It's imagination. It's part of the moving mind. Guru helps us transcend this moving mind into a more permanent state of being. Now we can choose to keep living in the moving mind. That is our choice. It's our free will. But if we sustain living in the moving mind and not open the door to a permanent mind, then we will face the movement which we want. We are wanting that. So we will keep wandering. Sahib says, Kya paviye sat sucha hoy. What will this wandering get you? Only with truth and the seeking of truth will you become truth. Saat Shabad vin mukt na koi. Without the Shabad, no one has found freedom. So today we start the 14th body of the Japji, remembering Guru Nanak Sahib, welcoming us to our mind, to our inner mind through his Bani, remembering him and the Guru Granth. So with the prayer that we are able to follow, that we are able to realize, and that we are able to know what the Bani is telling us. Manpreet will read the Shabad, 14th body first and then the 15th. And then we'll go into what Maharaj is telling us. Thank you.
Guru Sahib Jio Manne Marg Thak na paye, Manne Patsyon Pargat jaye, Manne Magna chale pant, Manne Taram seti sanvand, Aisa naam niranjan hoye, Jeko man jane man koye. Vaheguru.
एक बार और Manpreet ji, if you can read it once more. एक बार और, if you can read it once more. मन्ने
जी मन्ने मार्ग ठाक न पाए, मन्ने पत्स्यों प्रगट जाए, मन्ने मागना चले पंथ, मन्ने तरम सेती संबंध, ऐसा नाम निरंजन होए, जेको मन जाने मन कोए. वाहेगुरु.
The state of Manan, where I have become one with the one mind with my Creator, where I have followed what my Creator has ordained, the Naam of Creator. There are no obstacles. When Bhagat Ravidas talks about this state, he says, त्यों त्यों सैल करे जो पावे, महर महल न को अटकावे. He says, I have found a new space in life. अब मोहे खूब वतन गए पाई, वहां खैर सदा मेरे पाई. This is the Rahau. I have found this permanent space of being where I am taken care of forever. He says, here in this state of being, there is no obstacles. I do as I wish. ज्यों ज्यों सैल करे त्यों पावे, महर महल न को अटकावे. And nobody intervenes in the grace which is falling on me here. In the physical world, there can be interventions. There can be blockages. But Maharaj says, Manne marg thak na paye. In this journey, there is no one blocking the road. Because the connection to my source is complete. Nobody can intervene in that. And Maharaj explains to us that while we walk this road, there are no hindrances like there are in the physical world. So this journey is very different. It's different in nature, in character, and so sometimes may be confusing. It's the inner state of being. It's not the physical, but it's more impactful than the physical. Even living in the physical world, whatever we think, we see, we touch, we feel impacts our mind. But the nature of impact is very different. That is not sustaining us for very long. It changes the mood very quickly. It changes our thought processes quickly. So whatever experience we may go through, not all of it is very intense, and if it is very intense, it doesn't live very long. So, in this way, Maharaj is telling us that those who are in Manan, in the state of Manan, there is no hindrance for us. Marg thak na paye. Manne patsyo pargat jaye. This word Pat comes in three forms in the Guru Granth. Here it is with Sehari, it comes with Onkar, then it comes with Mukta. Here the Pat would mean either husband or it means Izzat, it means with honor. One who has followed the rules of a game or followed a lecture of a professor, one who has followed what is being taught completely, gets better marks than those who don't follow. So they are in that way honored. And for the spiritual being, the honor comes with the gift of transcending pain and sorrow. It comes with the gift of connecting to Naam, of connecting to Anand, connecting to love, and being aware what is within us. Most of us are not aware what lies within us. And in that way, Maharaj says, Heere jaisa janam hai, kodi badle jaye. Life is a valuable treasure, and we give it away cheap. We don't go into the intense experience of it. It takes hard work, maybe it takes an effort to give up the ego. It's not an easy thing to do. मन बेचे सतगुर के पास तिस सेवक के कारज रास. But there are no shortcuts here. There are no other routes. There are no other ways other than Shabad. Every other route will take us to pain, take us to loss, take us to sorrow. There are no other routes which take us to permanent happiness. There can be temporary, transient happiness we experience. But life as a journey lies incomplete unless we open the inner doors of life. And that will happen when we meet the Guru. If those doors are open, then even the physical harm on the body does not take away that experience. We have an example, many examples. Example of Bani Singh. He was, the order of the Mughal court was to cut him joint by joint, band. And he was aged, so the executor felt that he would be doing him a favor. And he tells him that I will not do it like this, I will do it quickly. But Bani Singh says, no, do what is in order to you. As though he really doesn't feel any pain from it. We feel pain from small experiences of life. So something which we are doing is different from what these individuals are doing who've realized life. They don't feel the pain even with complete destruction of the body. And there is not one but many experiences. That is an extreme experience for us. When we think of death, we are fearful, we are sorrowful, we are at a loss, we are insecure, we don't know what our future is. We don't know what life is beyond death. And that leaves us very uncomfortable. But how do these people become comfortable? Even Bhagat Kabir, when he is going away, he leaves Kashi. All his life he lived in Kashi. And in his end he goes to Magar, where they say those who die in Magar are the cursed. But Bhagat Kabir leaves Kashi. They say those who live in Kashi never die and they go to heaven. But he rejects all this. What are these people aware of? What have they seen or felt or known that has changed their knowledge of life? That we don't know. That is a complete darkness for us. And the more strongly we hold on to our ego, the darker the experience of life. Darker in the sense limited in vision. People now discuss and talk about meditation. They talk about different forms of breathing techniques. All very good. To stabilize the mind is an essential aspect of spiritual practice. Having a stable mind is necessary to experience what is in the still mind, to transcend the ego. But there is a limitation to where we can go with our ego. And that requires the presence of the Guru. I often narrate this experience as pushing a car from sitting within it, or a bus and sitting within the bus. I do not have that stable ground to push the bus or the car. Within my mind, I can't find the solutions. I have to be finding a space outside my mind, outside my moving mind. The experience of the Gurbani in meditative knowledge, in dhyan, Shabad in dhyan, opens an experience beyond the ego. Maharaj says, Kyo Gurbin Trikuti Chutsi? Why and how will you transcend the Trikuti? The third eye is the Trikuti without the Guru. Now, we can stabilize our mind on the third eye, on the Trikuti. That is something which we can train ourselves to do within the ego. And there then lies the question where we will go from there. If we don't have a Guru, if we don't meet the Guru who can transcend this, then our journey is ended there. And then we may go into the darker aspects of life. So those who do black magic and tantric, they use this energy negatively. They may even not have been able to correlate the energies on the Trikuti. Certain practices can teach you the negative ego-generated experiences which are selfish in nature and harm the other. A seeker doesn't harm anyone. He is here to generate love for everyone. Sarvat Dapala. So, in this way, when we experience the manan, the manna, the experience of the inner mind, then the individual is exalted in the sense that he has received the higher gifts of this journey of life. Pargat jai, and he moves with acceptance of nature. Manne mag na challe panth. Manne, those who have gone into manan after sunna, where the mind is now connected to the source, they don't journey into different karmic journeys which have no spiritual meaning. Manne mag na challe panth. Mag is marg, road. Panth is also road. Now suppose I have a Google map with me and I need to go somewhere, and the Google map has taught me where to go. Then I will not wander into journeys which don't lead anywhere. This is what Guru is saying here. Such individuals who are in Manan don't go into the roads of life which don't lead to anywhere. Why? Because this individual, manne dharam se ti sambandh, is connected to dharam. He knows the road to dharam. What is dharam? Now, we understand dharam, Sikh, Hindu, Muslim, Christian, Buddhist. When we talk about dharam, we use these words. And I think that's a tragedy. There is only one dharam in creation, connecting to our source. And any road we follow, if we don't connect to our source, then it has done us disservice. Then it has become our hindrance. Then it's become our problem. Dharam leads us to a state which is devoid of the ego, of home. But if we have used it to enhance our ego, or harm the other, or dominate the other, or judge the other, then we are doing ourselves and the other person disservice. Unfortunately, most of us who follow dharam, or say we are following dharam, do this only with dharam. We don't go into the inner experiences of dharam. We don't go into the spiritual aspect of dharam. When we meet Guru Nanak Sahib, he tells us, Nanak sache naam bin, kya tikka kya tag? What is the meaning of symbols of religion if we are not connected to naam? And naam has no barriers of culture, sex, of religion, of caste. Naam unites us completely. Naam is our foundation of creation. Without such a naam, we can't celebrate life. We will destroy it. Sahib in Guru Granth Sahib clearly says that this experience is common for all castes. Chau varna ko sanja. It is common for any caste creed. That's why the Darbar Sahib has doors open in all directions. Welcome to anyone. No barrier of age, wealth, status. This is dharam. To connect to my inner reality, which is permanent. To connect to my Nejkar, house within me, not the cement and iron houses we live in. A house within our mind, which is more permanent than all of creation. All of creation. Because it is a part of the universal creator. If we have realized that, then we will be forever. Though we will merge with the creator. Our identity will merge with the creator. So this is called a samana, samajana. That's where we find rest and peace. And that will not happen without naam. So Maharaj is all the time guiding us towards naam, towards the esoteric experience of the man, which is devoid of all shape, form, devoid of all partitions of life. And Maharaj tells us that in many ways. Even in the Pauri of Munda Santokh Saram Pad Choli Dhyan Ki Karo Vibhut Khintha Kaal Ko Ari Kaya Jugut Danda Pratit. He says, Ai Panthi Sagal Jamati. Ai Panthi is a panth of the yogis. Maharaj says, my panth is the entire creation. I panthi sagal jamati. Sari jamaat, the entire world. And we can only know this is we have figured out the man, deciphered the puzzle of the man. I panthi sagal jamati, man jeete jag jeet. You want to win and know the world, win this game of life, then win your mind. Maharaj says, Manne Taram Seti Sambandh. So one who is in Manan is connected to his own source. He knows the dharma of life. He may be of any religion, caste, any language, any color. It's irrelevant. The key is the Man. Manne Taram Seti Sambandh. ऐसा नाम निरंजन होए. Maharaj then always culminates towards naam. सुन पांडे क्या लिखो जंजाला, लिख राम नाम गुरुमुख गोपाला. He is telling us, son, listen. Why are you complicating life? Make it simple in naam. Likh Ram Naam Gurmukh Gopala. And how do we connect to this Naam, Maharaj? Gaviye, suniye, man rakhiye pao. Sing the Shabad. Listen to it in closed mind, closed eyes. Make the Shabad as part of your inner being. That's the Sunnah. And when you have done the Sunnah, it becomes Manan by itself. So, the Shabad is a transformative energy of the mind, where once the focus of the mind or the dhyan of the mind is established on Shabad, then it transforms the complete mind completely. It transcends the ego also. Even after it has transcended the ego, the karna or the change within the mind still keeps happening till we are nirmal. Avagato nirmail upje. Nirgun te sargun thiya. From the undefined, the pure mind arises. From the undefined, nirgun te sargun diya. From without the gun also comes. The source is the nirgun. Now, Maharaj was asked this question in the, I think I will take it out, maybe relevant. He was asked this question by the Siddhs, who told him or asked him, I will just take it out for a minute. जहाँ हृदय देह न होती ताम मन कैठे रहता. When there is no body, when there is no man, then where does the mind stay? Where does it go? नाभ कमल असंभव न होते ता पवन कवन कर्म सहता. When there is no body, when there is no navel, Nab Kamal, the source of the breath is from the navel. Pavan, then where does the breath go? These are very evolved questions of the yogis to Maharaj. Hirda de na hoti odu. When no hirda, no body is there to sustain the mind, man sun rahe bairagi, then the mind is in sunnavastha. Mind has gone back to its source, sunnavastha. Sunna is what, Maharaj? When we are completely thoughtless. So there is two aspects of samadhi, nirvikalp, savikalp, where I am and I am not, where I am completely thoughtless. and I have collated my energies, completely absorbed my energies on the Dasam Dwar. That is the source of the Sun. नाभ कमल असंभव न होते ता निज कर बस्तो पवन अनुरागी. Then it stays in the tirgar, the nijkar, the permanent house of the mind. Now we need to transcend this life, physical aspects, and enter that permanent house within our man. And that is why Guru Nanak says that I don't believe in moksha after death. If this transformation doesn't happen during the living lifetime, then who is to say what happens afterwards? So these two possibilities he opens in the Japji in the end. When he's narrated the entire creation, Pavan, Guru, Pani, Pita, Mata, Tart, Mahat, and he talks about the ego mind. This is the ego world, the physical world, the karam world, where we do and we shall reap. And the other world for him is another world, the grace world, the Gur Prasad world, where I've entered the Nijkar. So the journey of the Shabad and the Man starts with Sunna, Gaviye Suniye, and absorbing the Man with the Shabad. You can take the Mool Mantra, you can take any other Shabad, but meditate on it so carefully, so attentively, so much in dhyan, that we become one with the Shabad, that the thought is erased and the Shabad remains. That's the way of transcending thought mind. See, this is the other way of looking at it. We are always thought mind, moving thoughts all the time, thinking. And then when we have transcended thought, then the Shabad and Man become one. So in our meditation, when we are thoughtless, consider it a lot of graceful period. Consider it a time when blessing is on us, when the solutions are not far away now, where we have started the journey to our Nijkar, our Tirgar. And then he says, Tirgar beso harjan pyare, Satgur tumre kaaj savari. When you journey within your inner mind, then the Creator solves your problems, your issues. So someone asked me the other day, does reciting Naam solve our problems of life? Now, I have an issue with this question by itself, because this question is an expectation. I'm looking at the results. What will I get if I do Naam? So then I am not in acceptance. I am not accepting Naam without conflict. I am causing an inner barrier within myself. So I am judging, what will I get in this trade? Well, this is a trade of truth. We have to sell our mind, give up the entire mind to know its experience. But even before I have started that journey, I start asking, what will I get in return? So I am not in Raza, Hukum Razai. So the results will not come to us like that. This is not a shortcut method. Here we can't checkmate the Creator. We can only meet the Creator when we drop ourselves, our egos. Otherwise we can't. And when we drop the ego, all the life solutions will come. Life is not as permanent as we think it to be. Life is not all just those issues which have come to us. That's what we become. We live life with so much worry and intensity and pressure that all our issues become ourselves. That becomes our defining nature of our man. That's why Maharaj says, chalte ho man rakhe, amrit chakhe. Give up the moving mind and you will find the Amrit man. Amrit is man in celebration, in love, in happiness, and without death. Amrit does not die. So, Maharaj says, let me go back to the 14th body. मन्ने मार्ग ठाक न पाए, मन्ने पथ से परगट जाए, मन्ने मग न चले पंथ, मन्ने धर्म से ती संबंध, ऐसा नाम निरंजन होए, जे को मन जाने मन. And he who knows naam within his man, the naam is cleanses that person, and he knows the reality of the Creator. ऐसा नाम निरंजन होए. The naam itself is a gift to us. Jeko man jane ko man koi. Though we must know this naam within ourselves, only then we know its reality. Manpreet ji now can read the 15th body, and then we will finish the manne, and what will happen in the next bodies will be punch. Those who have arrived.
जी वाहिगुरु जी. मन्ने पावे मोख दुआर, मन्ने परवार साधार, मन्ने तरै तारे गुर सिख, मन्ने नानक भावे न भिख, ऐसा नाम निरंजन होए, जेको मन जाने मन कोए. वाहिगुरु.
एक बार और, we can read it once more.
मन्ने पावे मोख दुआर, मन्ने परवार साधार, मन्ने तरै तारे गुर सिख, मन्ने नानक भावे न भिख, ऐसा नाम निरंजन होए, जेको मन जाने मन कोए. वाहिगुरु.
Vaheguru Maharaj. What is life? So many issues, so many problems. So much doing, we are used to doing. Somebody falls sick, we want to quickly give some medication, solve the problem. We want to do something to solve problems. We solve all the problems of life. What happens then? You remember the Alexander story? A king who transcended and captured the vastest kingdom on earth died miserable. He said, leave my hands open, show the world that I carry no wealth with me. Have all the physicians stand around me, let them see that no physician could save me. What is life? It's full of all these problems and issues. On a macro level, we need to see what is life. The reason we need to see it is because we trap ourselves into life. Home is part of our hukum. Maharaj says, home eho hukum hai, pahiye kirt phirai. But he says, home dirag rog hai, daru bhisma hai. Why does he say it is a disease, this home, this ego? Because it traps us. It doesn't let us see the complete vision of life. It doesn't let us see the reality of life. When Guru Arjan Sahib explains life to us, he tells us life is an opportunity. You may be rich, you may be poor, you may be knowledgeable, you may be without knowledge, you may not have read much. You may be high in status, you may be low in status. Either way, it's a temporary experience. It will all go away. Some will feel happy about that. Life is such a painful experience for them. Some will feel fearful. They say, all this wealth I will leave for someone else. What is life? To be seen, known, lived. Life is not a permanent experience. It's a transient, temporary experience. Temporary and changing constantly. What may be a very pleasurable experience in the morning can be hateful and angry experience in the afternoon, can be a lossful experience at night. Where are the victories of life? The question to be asked. Maharaj introduces us to the word hukum. And he says hukum is that which is all around us. This entire creation is hukum. And we don't know this hukum. So we are in conflict. We don't know the order, the rules, the laws, what is happening around us. We don't know it. A lot is happening around us in the physical and changing world. But there is another world where there is nothing happening, where there is nothing to do. But it transcends the entire creation, and the experience of that world is joyous without doing anything. Here we keep doing, we keep trying, but we always fall short. In the physical world, we never meet our goals. Even if we meet them, we have new ones. If we have met them, someone else has met them better. So in a comparative sense, we always lose. And whatever we gained from this life, physically, or in the knowledge sense, or in the sense of more awareness of life, physical life, it will all go away. Jiska tan man tan sab tiska. So neither is my mind, the moving mind, mine. It's a gift. Maharaj said, live chutki lagi trishna. When I take birth, my connection with my source breaks. Live chutki. And then desire controls me. Maya amar vartaya. That is the control of Maya and the rule of Maya in my life. And it will always make me wander. That's all it will do. क्या पविये सत सूचा होए सात शब्द बिन मुक्त न कोई. So where does this all end? It keeps going in circles. We solve one problem or we don't solve it. Sometimes our entire life becomes one problem and we can't get out of it. We can't get out of it physically. We are bound to it by sometimes not our choice, sometimes it is our choice. Either way, we choose or not choose, we are still bound. And that's the nature of life. Now the karma theory, the karma of life, it's the binding, because everything we do has a repercussion, has ripples, and that ripples, they will come back and hit us. So we have to live them. In this way, we are never free, and the more we do, the more bound we get. The more the ego does, the more ego is bound. It will not be free. And we all like freedom. Money is one reflection of freedom. Somebody who has a lot of money can buy whatever he wants, can go wherever he wants, do whatever he wants. And he may feel secure that I have the wealth to buy all medical support. It's another matter that it may not work. He who laughs last, laughs best. But in the end of life, most of us will cry. Because this experience, that's all we know of. Life is going to go away. We will become very insecure. If you talk to somebody who is at a mature age, they will not talk to you about death. Because it's right there. They can see it. We feel death is far away, so we talk about it comfortably. But when we age, it's an issue. And even then, we take decisions about this physical life for that as a solution to death. I should write my will. I should give my wealth to this person. Hope this person is okay when I'm gone. This is still thinking about the physical world. It's not about the beyond world. What happens beyond? Maharaj says that this answer to life and death is in the man itself. In the Naam is all solutions. But we do not go towards Naam. When sometimes in groups, if I post something, often enough I get these folded hands. They literally mean we don't want to hear any of this. That's what I understand. Because most of us don't want to absorb that side, want to go there. We don't want to discuss death. We don't want to be despondent about life. We don't want to feel this will end. But life will end. And what are the experiences of life? What are the experiences of life which we carry with us beyond life? And what will happen when we leave the physical body? This is a basic question. So the wandering is to do with the man wandering, because the man is seeking happiness. And if it doesn't find it, it keeps seeking it again and again and again. Up to a point where the frustration may guide us to take physical substances to feel happy. Life is a trap. The ego is a trap. It has no solutions to it. And within the ego, whatever we may gain, there is only one thing which is relevant. If we do not gain that, then everything is at a loss. It's like a shop. I'm at a shop, and here there are some things which are toys which enamor me, which I am happy to be with. I could be wanting them for some minutes, hours, days, some experiences which are joyous for lifetime. But then it all gets muddled up if we put death into perspective, and all of it is gone. But one thing remains. Maharaj says, Mango daan, Thakur naam, avar kachu mere sang na chale. I ask for this gift, my creator, Thakur, Naam, because everything else will not be with me when I'm gone from here. So if life is an experience, then Naam is the solution which is permanent. The rest is all transient, moving, unstable, will cause fear and insecurity. The only truth we know in life is the Sat Chit and Anand. The Sat within our own Chit, which is full of Anand. And that is synonym with meeting a Guru. Pure Gurte Naam paya jai. If a Guru connects us to Naam, he is Guru. He or she is Guru. If we do not connect to Naam, then he or she is not Guru. then we are going in circles. We may think the Guru will give us thousands of gifts, miracles. But those are not miracles, they are curses. Everything which a Guru gives me, which will be taken away from before my death, is like a curse. It ties me down. It's a burden. Life's solutions don't come so simply. But that experience called Naam, where the manne, the experience of the joy within me, finding my thirgar, my nijkar, that is the dharma of life. Finding that which death cannot take away from me, that is the real victory of life. If I have that one thing, then all of life becomes meaningful. If I don't have that one thing, then all of life is a tragedy. In India, we don't write tragedies. All epic writings are not tragedies, because we have found the inner source. Unfortunately, the new India may be lost. Lost in structure, in names, in forms, in religious identities, all ego-based identities. Whatever reaffirms our ego to us is like a curse. Whatever takes away the ego from us is a gift. Maharaj says Gur Prasad. In the 15th body, Sahib introduces us to a state of being which is completely free. Manne pave mokh dwar. Pave. All of us. In plural, pave. Mokh dwar. Mokh literally means moksha, freedom. And the door to freedom, the door of the Guru. So Maharaj has already given us a signal that this state of being has to do with the 10th door. दसम द्वार कुंजी जब दीजिए तब दयाल को दर्शन कीजिए. हर जियो गुफा अंदर रख के वाजा पवन बजाया वाजा पवन 9 द्वारे परगट किए 10वां गुप्त रखाया. आनंद साहब, धन गुरु अमरदास. Now he is explaining the structure of the spiritual body. When he says these physical 9 doors lead us towards this world, but the 10th leads us to the spiritual world. That is hidden. That only Guru releases to us. Between the Trikuti, the third eye, and the 10th door, the Guru's presence opens this door. And that reveals the Ananda within us to us. So what did you find in your spirituality? He says, I found what I already had with me. I didn't find anything new. I found that which was already with me I did not know of. That Anand which I always had with me, that love which I carried within me unconditionally, I have started living that. Manne hai pave mokh dwar, manne parvare sadar. What is family? Bhagat Ravidas says that my family is those who are in this state of being in this realm with me. अब मोहे खूब वतन गए पाई, उहाँ खैर सदा मेरे पाई. He says, जो हम शहरी सो मीत हमारा. Those who live in this realm with me, they are my friends. The others are just transient. They are moving away all the time. They are changing. They are going away and they are coming back. But they are not my permanent friends. So my family here is those parts of me which are connected to me so securely that they go into the spiritual realm with me. It's Sangat. Because the man is also not bound by my identity. Whomever I have connected with deeply has become part of me. Sometimes we can see dreams of people who have died long ago, who may have certainly taken birth by now. How is that possible? Because they are already part of my man, the intensity with which I have lived with them. So the man is a dynamic entity here. It's not individual identity only. So Maharaj says, Manne parvar hai sadar. My family travels with me. Manne tare tare gur Sikh. And the Guru takes his Sikh beyond the ocean of life to the freedom of Mokh Dwar, to the thoughtless world of forever existing. Manne tare tare gur Sikh. The Guru takes the Sikh beyond the realm of change, beyond the realm of the moving mind, beyond the physical world. Manne Nanak Pave Pik. Ego mind is always begging. He's a beggar because he's always falling short. He or she is always falling short, never fulfilled, seeking and yet getting only temporarily. And then again, it's gone out of his hand or her hand. Bhagat Kabir says, Dastagiri nahi, nothing comes in the hand here. Eh jo duniya seher mela, dastagiri nahi. Nothing comes in the hand here. Everything goes away like a hand, like you carry sand in your hand and sand will slip away. That's how life is. The more tightly we grip it, the faster it will go away. So Maharaj says that the ego mind is always the beggar, always falling short, never complete. But the man absorbed in Naam, the man absorbed in the Guru, man absorbed in the Shabad, man transformed by Shabad. Kadiye Shabad Sachi Taksal. Man in another is forever. So when we do this, start your day with the Mool Mantar or whatever Shabad you like. Sit and meditate on it. Say it out loudly if you can. Close your eyes, absorb, let the Shabad be absorbed in your inner being. The intensity is important. And the Shabad is transformative. It's the Guru. It makes you transcend the moving mind. Manne tare tare gur Sikh, manne Nanak Pave Pik. And those who are in Manan do not beg anymore. They don't fall short. They live that experience, which is the ultimate experience of life. They can still have physical issues. That's not an issue. That always can happen. But those are temporary, transient, not permanent. ऐसा नाम निरंजन होए जेको मन जाने मन कोय. If we have known Naam in our man, then it transforms us, cleanses the mind, connects to our source. jeko man jane man koe. With this we come to the ending of the 15th body. We will celebrate the Panch next week, if Guru has blessed us with that. Panch Parvan, Panch Pradhan, Panche Pave Darge Man. Selected who have won the game. So we end the discourse today with the 15th body. Forgive my mistakes and slips. If you have anything to say or ask, please do so. And then we conclude with the Bani of Anand, which is always the last Bani in any session of Sikhs. A Sikh who has lived his life at Shabad will end and live in Anand. Thank you. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.